Welcome to the Sweet Buddies podcast. Life is better in the sweet. And now here are your hosts, Mike Albanese, Alex Pavone, and Chris Scopo.
Are we good?
We're good.
Are we live?
We're live.
We're live?
Actually live?
Live?
Yeah, we're broadcasting live.
Oh, hello. Another road trip.
Are we actually broadcasting live?
No,
We're
Okay.
not broadcasting.
That's just what we like. Scopo likes to say. Like the mics are hot. It's live. It's
Broadcasting
popping.
live from
Yes.
the highway.
We're on, I think, the 278 East.
I love that somebody from New York doesn't know what highway he's on. and
we're
he's
on the
driver.
we're on the fucking Bruckner, whatever it's called.
I'm
whatever.
just saying it's easily
Shut
confused. I wasn't shitting
The
on you.
Bruckner Expressway.
Is that what it's called, the Bruckner?
We should introduce
that
that voice that they hear.
They know
that
who I
people
am.
hear.
Everyone knows.
Just kidding, they don't
No
have
one
any
knows.
idea.
No, not a clue.
Who were they, by the way?
The two,
My mom.
The two listeners.
the listeners.
My mom. That is. This is our first female bud.
Not true. Not true
And
at
her
all.
name, yeah.
We've had more than one lady on the show before.
No, but it's the first actual third bud.
Oh, because of her name?
Because of my name.
No, I mean, it's very true. I didn't get that until
I thought you were
said
being
it.
clever, but then I realized
I'm
to
not.
be better.
Yeah. This Rosebud Baker.
That's me.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, we're going to
Broadcasting live from the back seat
Pew pew of a Subaru.
of a Subaru.
I thought you
with
drove
a
a Honda.
lesbian driver.
Or like Chris Scopo. For he is very
Who did
lesbian.
you have on the show before me?
We had a friend of mine just sitting in the room.
Oh, so she wasn't on the show.
Also,
wasn't on the
Kate
show.
Weinberg was on the show.
She was also sitting in the room.
She was on the show.
She was sitting in the room. She
She
wasn't
didn't
the
get to
third.
talk.
All right.
She
She
wasn't-
definitely talked.
But she wasn't the third the
She
third
wasn't.
mic.
She wasn't the third mic. No.
She
No.
didn't get a proper intro.
She didn't
Definitely
get a,
did.
That's right.
Sometimes Chris Scopo forgets.
It's really weird to be podcasting at the back of your heads.
Well, why don't you sit up a little bit? Hang out
Why
with
don't you
us.
just put your head right in the middle
Huh?
here?
I mean,
Talk with us.
It feels a little
Be
needy, but
sociable.
all right.
This
So,
one came-
honestly-
she came in hot today. She wasn't in the best of moods.
I
Honestly,
wasn't.
having you back there as a distraction is probably keeping Chris off of his phone as we're driving. So
Honestly,
this is probably a
most
great thing.
unsafe driver in the history
Oh, really?
of drivers.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure I'm
We gotta
good.
You watch entire shows on your phone. While you're driving.
It's only when I'm in traffic.
That doesn't. You're still driving.
Yeah, it's the horns aren't enough. Sometimes I have to be like, Chris, you're good,
Yeah.
and then he goes, okay.
Yeah.
He's Snapchatting.
Yeah.
I don't Snapchat my Instagram story.
You might be ADD.
I'm definitely ADD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very DUMB though. I'll tell you that.
That spells dumb.
That spells dumb.
That spells stupid.
My
I know
mom
what
says
that
I'm
means.
smart.
Well, listen,
I feel like I'm Fredo from The Godfather.
you're
all
giving,
the
Why?
yourself, you're
time.
giving yourself a lot of credit, pal.
Why?
Do you know who Fredo? Did you ever see The Godfather?
Yeah, of course.
Because he was like the brother that was stupid and was passed over.
Yeah.
And he goes,
was
I'm
passed
smart. I know things.
over. Poor Fredo.
Again, giving yourself a lot of credit to be considering that smart.
Oh, by the way, the AC in this car blows, so it's going to be blowing out hot air.
Oh, good.
Ugh.
That's
Yeah,
great.
Just so you know.
Great. I'm already sweating.
Yeah, I'm already dying over here.
FYI. I had to get my car fixed. Thank God it was actually nice for those 2 days in February because then I realized that my AC blew and I had to get it fixed.
All right.
I haven't done it yet, but you
Well,
know.
it was a great
doing it.
story.
Your AC is a lot like your comedy. Blows hot air. Okay, one for the back seat.
All right, I like
You
that.
know, this is not going to be a fucking gang up on Scopo today.
Oh, yeah,
all
it
right?
is. Oh, yes,
fuck
it
you
is,
both.
buddy.
The beautiful thing is you're driving, so what are you going to do? You going to pull over?
I want to smash this car so you go through the fucking windshield. How about that?
Do you know how many times I'm driving and I just feel like driving off the bridge I'm on?
Every time I go over a bridge, I'm like, just fucking do it.
Do it.
Do you really, though? Do you really look at bridges and go... Because if I'm over a bridge, I'm like, please, for the love of God, don't let this be how it ends.
Really?
Not a bridge.
I would just, if my car went off a bridge, I'd just throw my hands in the air and be like, all right,
Like a roller coaster?
yeah,
Woo!
here we go. Enjoy
like
this last moment. It's going to be a ride.
I'd like to think, though, if somebody is gonna drive, or whether it's on purpose or not, go off a bridge in their car, that they use the wheel to try to adjust where they're going to land. Like that's got to be the instinct when you're falling off of a bridge in a car.
Do you think you can survive a bridge fall in a car?
I don't know. I like to think that I would have reflexes of a cat and like be able to unbuckle my seatbelt, jump out the door, and text my loved ones, I'm dying, I'll see you on the other side. But I don't think it's, it's never really going to happen like that. I would probably panic, shit myself, and pee at the same time.
I think it would be so quick you wouldn't even know it was happening. And honestly, even if you landed, like if your car landed directly, like straight up and down, like as if you were driving in the water, I think your spine would snap just from like the impact.
I think my last wish would probably be like, God, why couldn't it have been cancer? You know what I mean? Just because at least you'd have time to prepare and say goodbye. Because
Yeah.
I think the worst way to die is probably like a plane crash, because you've got like a good 3 to 4 minutes of panic.
Yeah.
See,
You know
I
what
think
I
that would
mean?
be the way to go.
No, it's because you're gonna die.
You're gonna die, but you have like 3 minutes to know that you're gonna die in 3 minutes. You don't have time to do anything.
We also don't know how it's gonna go.
Right.
Like, you don't know. Maybe you're gonna go land a little bit where you could survive it. You have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah, but
it's just the worst.
3 minutes. I think 3 minutes is the right amount of time to like get right with yourself, with your head, maybe make amends with.
Buddy, it's taking me 30
You're
years.
out of your
It's taking
mind.
me 30 years. I'm not right with my
You're
head.
out of your mind. It's not gonna happen in 3 minutes. It hasn't
Yeah.
happened by now.
Just sit and pray and think, just to have a couple moments.
You think
to
you
like,
would sit, pray, and think if your plane was crashing?
Yeah, I think so.
You would just sit and pray.
Or yeah.
What do you eat, pray, love next?
Yeah,
Jesus
I'll-
I
Christ.
don't think anybody in there. I would be, if I was sitting and praying, I'd be like, wow, I'm more insane than I thought I was.
Well, I'm
'Cause,
not necessarily saying pray to God, but there's just, I don't know. I think 3 minutes is a good amount of time of self-reflection, knowing you're about to die. 3 full minutes of just like, okay, like you're gonna be
should have did that
panicking.
spot that one night.
Yeah, that's what you would be thinking about, a spot.
Yeah.
I really want to go up
Of
tonight, but I
course.
gotta I gotta
Scopo's
fly
like,
to
I'm
this
gonna
cliff.
miss. Scopo's texting the booker of
I
stand
might
up New
be
York.
a little. I might be
He's
a
like, I
little
can't
late.
make it tonight.
I might be a
He's
little
checking
late.
an open mic's listing, saying, "Is there anything I can get on before the next 3 minutes is up?"
Yeah, he just grabs the intercom, starts doing bits.
How's
Wait, no, I had a new bit I wanted to work on.
How's that? Yeah. Does anyone anyone here a lawyer?
God,
I don't know. I think drowning. I think for me would be the worst.
No, I think dying in a fire might be the worst.
That'd be bad too.
ugh, dying in a fire. Drowning for me would just be a family tradition.
Whoops.
Oh.
My bad, bud.
I'd just be like, all right, well, I guess.
Taken after her. If you guys don't know, Rosebud's sister died in a
She
drowning
drowned,
incident.
and now drowning is an Instagram filter.
Yeah, but
the
she
cause
had-
of my sister's death is an Instagram
Wait, is that
filter.
really a thing? Drowning?
Yeah.
Like Instagram?
There's a video.
There's
Instagram
a
filter where
there's
you
a
can
filter
follow
where you're
it.
drowning, and every time I look at it, I'm like, this is how my sister died. I can't do this one.
But
It's off limits for me.
when can you put certain things on there and it makes you feel closer?
Dude, do you know how many times I've taken a picture with that and just been like, this is how my sister died, and then been like, I can't post that.
Like every time you go underwater, do you feel like closer to her?
A little bit.
A little bit.
She hasn't been underwater
I hear that drowning is actually a really peaceful way to die.
Because you get, I think after your body releases like endorphins or something like that.
I
where
hear it's
you-
like falling asleep. Like once you just take that first breath of water, you're just like, it's like,
They say there's a lot of like underwater caves where people go scuba diving and they get lost, and they find them with like smiles on their face, because the body releases endorphins that make you like happy.
it's so creepy.
So maybe
If I had a smile on my face and I was dead,
Did your
I
sister
hope
have a
people
smile
would
on your face?
adjust my face.
it definitely wasn't
to,
from a
like-
car crash or from a plane crash.
Yeah.
That seems like it's miserable.
Plane
for you,
crash,
too.
you gotta just die frozen in horror, right?
I think so. Because
For
there's
sure.
no coming out from that. You're not
Yeah.
like, unless it's like the wheel didn't come all the way down on landing, like you might survive that.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of plane crashes, what did they happen to that plane that was never found?
Oh,
The Thailand or what was it? The
Something like that.
I never really thought about
Malaysian.
Malaysian.
that. Malaysian Air,
I think the aliens took them.
dude.
I don't think it was ever a plane to begin with.
It could have been aliens.
I swear to God, I think it was aliens.
No,
I think
I think
it's
aliens-
more likely a government
Yeah,
thing.
it was a false flag. There was no plane.
I mean,
you know, I mean, look,
there's people's families that are just waiting
Are
for
there?
them
You
to
can,
come
yeah,
home.
you
met 'em?
can't say there
Have you
was
met
no
'em?
plane.
There was no plane.
Have you met
That's
these
you're
Yeah,
being
they're-
a Sandy Hook.
People have interviewed them, and they were like, "We want to find our
You're like
loved
they're
ones."
crisis actors. Everyone on the
listen.
Malaysian airline was a crisis actor.
And they just brought in different families to do. Come over
like-
here. You're gonna be Shelly's family.
Yeah.
Listen, are crisis actors used every time someone screams crisis actors?
There are no crisis actors.
Are there crisis actors?
No.
For sure.
No.
I'm 100% behind the fact I
my
believe.
God.
I fully
Then
believe
you're
that
100%
there
I
are.
should have been
maniac.
told this before I got in this car.
Yeah. I should have been told before I lived with him.
Yeah. Somebody, I mean, there should be questions that are asked of people.
Listen. When you listen to radio and there's War of the Roses and a boyfriend girlfriend prank calling each other and yet telling all kinds of secrets, that's not real either. So I believe there are crisis actors. War of the Roses is.
We
is,
stop
is
this
fake.
conversation and Mike get out of the car.
You honestly, you truly think that there's no not whether you believe it or not, you're saying there's zero chance that the government has ever employed somebody to act sadder in order to regale some sort of public sympathy.
No,
for
that's
any
definitely a
event.
possibility. But
Okay.
when there's people that actually have lost family members,
Right. I'm not saying
go-
I don't think Sandy Hook. I'm not saying all the big ones they are, but I'm saying that I truly believe that crisis actors are a thing.
Well, you did compare Malaysian Air to War of the Roses, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
you just
television,
said that, yeah.
You
a
mean
radio show in
they're-
Philly.
They're both entertaining.
Jesus Christ.
Philly actually does more of the Roses than anybody. I make money off of that. I'm a crisis actor for War of the Roses.
I am too.
Do you
do
do that
too?
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
I don't want to do that stuff.
Maybe we've done one together and didn't
Well,
even know
I'm
it.
not going to get hired again because I slept through the last one.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, you
I
get
just,
paid
like-
if you don't even do it.
You do?
If they cancel on you, you still get paid.
Oh, well, I canceled on them.
I
so
love it.
that's a
I've
little
gotten
different.
canceled more times than I've actually done it.
God, that's great.
What
And I
was,
gotta
your,
go-
what was your last thing, both of you?
Mine was I was breaking up with a girl thought I was seeing my ex-wife still, and turns out I was.
I have no idea what mine was.
It was just recently though. That's
I
why
have no
remember.
recollection of any of them except that there are flowers that are being sent each time.
What we're talking about, if it is that when you listen to like terrestrial radio, they'll like people do prank calls and all this shit. If anybody ever calls into the radio station and they like trick somebody over the phone, it's all 100% fake because that's illegal. You're not
Yeah.
allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So it's all actors, all incredible actors like myself and Rosebud.
I do enjoy calling, if you're like on a highway like this, you call, if you see a van that has like a number on it, I'll call the number that is on the van and be like, just so you know, one of your drivers almost ran me off the road right now.
Whether or not it happened.
Whether or not it happened.
That's terrible. What
They
if
get so upset.
What if they find the driver
They'll
out?
be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then like one time I was with Frank Liotti and it happened and we called him and we got so upset and they called back and they were like, well, we actually don't have any drivers on the road, so we don't really know what happened. Well, they called us back. And I was like,
That's
oh wow, they
hysterical.
like went on a real goose chase.
But they were wrong because they did have a truck out.
I mean,
Because you saw the number. didn't you?
somebody took their truck.
Hilarious. We lost a truck today. Can you tell us where it is? The cops are looking for it.
We'll be like, oh shit, we gotta go, bye.
So wait a minute. You're saying that you would knowingly, potentially take a hardworking individual's livelihood away, but you don't believe that crisis actors.
Do you know how evil?
You completely
do you know how-
believe.
hold on. Do
You
you know?
completely believe
Can
in
you
in Sandy Hook.
It's a good. It's
There's
a
a
good,
little bit of
it's
stuff.
all in
weird
good
stuff
fun.
Going on. Who's responsible for 9/11? Let me ask you that.
This woman is pure evil in the back. Like
It's
she's
all in good
pure
fun.
evil.
Of course it is.
She's the most innocent face I've ever seen in my life, but a heart of black circles her body constantly.
A heart of black circles my body.
I'm saying words, Rosebud. Let
the
it go.
hell?
I'm gonna fucking crash this
I
car
love
and
I
get
love
you in the back.
I love when an idiot tries to make fun of
He
a
sounds
terrible
like he
person.
just moved to America.
Do you have heart of black around
A heart
all
of black
all of
circles
soul?
your body.
You know what?
What are you trying to say? I'm trying to say
I don't think before I speak.
You know when you're in a cab and the cab driver is like cursing out somebody, but he doesn't have the English to like do it, so he's just like, "Stupid Queen American fuckface." Like it's just what? None of the words make sense together.
That's actually Scopo's first comedy album, Queen
Oh,
American Fuckface.
Queen American fuckface. That's great.
I wish I had an album.
Hey, what's the lineup tonight? Oh, by the way, everybody, we're doing Mohegan Sun tonight.
Yes.
Not
Well,
that
we
you will
did
be
it-
able to be
We
there.
did it yesterday. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we did it last night.
You did?
But no, we're recording this on the way.
Record it comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
So
then we
just
did it last
Mohegan
night.
Sun. But
Yeah.
hopefully we have some buddies that are supposed to be coming out to this. So maybe hopefully we saw you. And if we did, thanks for hanging out.
Are the buddies your fans?
Yeah.
The buds?
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. So has Pavan, have you guys been calling Pavan? Or is it...
I think he's done with the podcast.
This is the first podcast he's not going to be on because he's in LA.
What do you mean he's done with the podcast?
Well,
He's back tomorrow.
I think we're just gonna kick him
We're
out.
gonna kick him out.
No, you're not.
Yeah, we think so.
You are not.
He doesn't care anymore.
When
doesn't
he
care
leaves
about us.
town, you get. He's never cared. Every single
That's the thing you
every
don't
single
understand.
episode, it's you on Instagram being like, Pavan, what's coming out today? And he's half asleep, and he doesn't care.
That's
Pavan,
we're just
because-
amazing actors.
Because Pavan is a crisis actor, and under duress, he's good at pretending he doesn't care.
It seems pretty real. He seems like half conscious every time he promotes the podcast. Does he
he's
even
half
know he's
conscious-
on this podcast?
He's half conscious when he's on it too. So and that's giving him a lot.
How long has he been gone? Because I
month.
talked to Pavan yesterday, and I was like, "You've missed so much. My sister got bed bugs. She moved," and he goes, "Bed bugs again?" And I was like, "Oh wait, she only got them once. How long have you been gone?" Like I just didn't.
She got let go.
She got what, bed bugs?
She did get let go. She got let go from her job.
She's had a rough month.
She's had a fucking terrible year.
Yeah.
She got kicked out of her apartment for her personality, and then her roommates didn't like her. Mary
Wait,
Stewart.
No. But the one that she moved. But didn't you guys live next to each other now?
Yeah, then she
And-
moved next door to me. Then she
Right.
got bed bugs.
And now she's out of that. Moving
And-
back in though.
And just to be
No.
clear, she moved next door to the building next door to me, so I don't have bed bugs.
Okay.
So, but then she had to move apartment. So it was like she moved. 3 weeks later, she gets bed bugs. She's got to move again, and then she moves again, and then she gets fired. I was like, this is a lot.
What happened? Why'd she get fired?
Her personality.
Her personality.
Oh, okay, sure.
She's got a lot of attitude.
Really?
She's got a lot of tude.
A little bit of spunk.
A little chutzpah.
I think she's got a little bit of spunk.
She's
tell
got a
you,
lot of
It
chutzpah.
runs in the family.
It does. It does.
Yeah, but you
Thank
found
God
a way.
thank God I made mine funny.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you directed yours into a career that is calls for that.
I wouldn't call it a career yet,
Well,
but you know,
nobody
I'm
else
getting
would either.
$100 from
But
this.
all together, we have a career.
The three of us together. No, the three of us together don't. That's the sad part.
That's the worst part of all of it.
We're podcasting in a car.
You could just stop at we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
We're doing the Lord's work here.
Well, that sucks that she got fired. She had a pretty good job, didn't she?
She did. She had a pretty good job, and she was about to get pension. Honestly,
That's why they fired her.
They fired her because she was about to get pension, and they're a nonprofit, and they didn't have the money to pay her.
How long do you got a pension? Like I thought that was like 40 years you had to work, like in a goddamn GM manufacturing plant. How many years until you get pension?
I think it was 2.
That's it?
Yeah,
That's
How
an
many-
internship.
I know.
How many is it in comedy? 'Cause I need some of that.
Buddy, we're all gonna die.
17,000
with
open
17 broken bones and
But,
scoliosis.
Bill Cosby's still doing dates, just to, you know how fucking what the end of this is.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna be great.
he's half blind, and he's doing dates.
His daughter passed away.
Did he really?
All of his kids are dying. His
Yeah.
kid died. His son died a long
That's
time
fucking
ago.
horrible.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a good thing he didn't have to see her die.
Yeah.
You know, because he's blind.
Thank God for all the blindness.
That's what happened when, like, I think that's why he went blind, is because of all the accusations. I think his
Roy
his
Wood
name got
Jr. has a
drugged.
joke about that is fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Hysterical, dude.
Well, I was gonna try to make it funny on my own just now, even though I never heard that bit. But go ahead. Let's
I
talk
know.
about
I
Roy
just didn't
Wood.
want you to. I didn't want to put yourself in a corner there.
That's fair.
Trying to save you.
That was nice. It was nice of you too.
I'm being a buddy.
Thanks,
Get it?
buddy. Hey, bud. Good job, bud. We're doing it here, people.
We're doing it.
We're now stuck
Tying
in
it
traffic.
in.
We are looking at a park right now. I think this is the Bronx.
Is it?
I think so.
It's really nice in the daylight.
This is not a bad area, the Bronx.
There's a park.
I think it's a park.
You haven't yelled one time yet.
Because we're on the podcast and I can't yell too much because the microphone's here.
That has never stopped you before.
Also-
the last road trip, you were screaming the entire way through Midtown.
Very true. But also, I have a bad back, right? I slept my back wrong last night and now it just hurts for no reason. That's what happens when you
Would
get
you
old.
sleep on your side?
Yeah.
Big mistake.
It fucking...
That's why I sleep with a neck pillow.
What's a neck?
You know what? Not everyone's fancy like you.
Is it the one's got the dip in the middle?
No. Yeah. So you know the pillows that you take on an airplane?
Yes.
So I sleep with one of those instead of a real pillow every single night.
Wait a minute. Does that work? I'm
It
desperate
works.
for anything to help me sleep.
Honestly, it really works. It keeps me from sleeping on my side, keeps me from getting neck wrinkles, and it's good for your back because the only support that you need is between your neck and the mattress because that's the only part of your body that's unsupported, other than your lumbar spine. But I was a yoga teacher for back
6 days.
for scoliosis. No, for 2 years. They called me the angry yoga teacher. Anyway, so
There's just quotes around yoga.
people would call me that. I didn't know that until this year, but yeah, that's what they called me.
Would you find someone on the street that was like angry yoga teacher?
No, I had friends from back then that reminded me. They were like, "Oh yeah, we used to call you angry Justin. What's his name? Fuck, the dog, Justin Silver. He was like, yeah, we used to call you angry yoga teacher, and I was like, I didn't know that. He goes, yeah, everyone called you that back then, because I've known Justin for like 10 years.
Might want to light up on the personality a little bit.
Huh?
Might want to get that anger out a little bit somewhere else. Do you box? I think you would be great at boxing.
No, I don't box. I don't like group activities.
Okay, there we go. It's a sign.
Like
right
boxing or driving in the car with people.
Or podcasting or
I want to get one
comedy.
I saw that. I'm going to try that neck pillow thing out. I'm desperate for any reason.
I'm telling you,
to sleep better.
Mike Feeney won't stop making fun of me for it. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. It does make me look weird when I have to like strap myself in at night and go, "Good night, honey," and then I fall asleep
Wait,
like
does it
a
have, like, the
vampire.
click?
Yeah.
That's a little funny.
It clicks and I'm like, "Good night,"
Good night.
and then I just like sleep like I'm in a coffin.
You know, like certain couples, you have like, like, oh, when the sweatpants come on, that means we're not having sex.
Yeah.
You hears the click from the other room. God
Here's
fucking damn it.
Here's the neck belt.
She's in for the night. The neck belt.
See, he just comes in. I'm not getting anything tonight.
Yep.
He's just in the other room praying it's an actual belt.
Oh God.
I want to try. I saw that. I feel like doing trying like every internet fad because I feel like I'm really susceptible, not to like believing it would work, but I think that'd be fun to give that a try.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I have like charcoal powder to brush my teeth, and I don't think it does anything, but it
Yeah.
like feels like cool, like I'm doing something.
Oh, I'm a real sucker for the Instagram ads.
I think that stuff could be. But they have one that's like a little strap you put around the back of your head, and you like nail it to the wall.
Yeah.
But it keeps your head like suspended just like an inch or two above your bed,
Yeah.
and like it's supposed to it's supposed to elongate your neck and like be super comfortable. It's supposed to be like the most ergonomic way you sleep.
Yeah.
It's
I would try
just
that.
barely suspending your head above the pillow.
I would try. I mean, I'll try anything. I literally bought sticks for my cat because some Chinese company told me they're the best toy.
Just sticks?
What if
I got a package of 5 sticks for Chicken to play with.
That's how much you hate your cat. You
Yeah.
just buy it sticks, but the dogs you'll get it fucking
She really
Prozac.
liked them. I mean, she really liked the sticks. I don't
So
know
they
what's
were
in
right.
them, but
Rosebud has a small farm in her
I do. I live in a
one-bedroom
small zoo.
apartment.
Yeah, how many dogs
In
now?
Brooklyn.
2 dogs?
2 dogs and a cat.
That's too many cats.
I have a duplex. It's fine.
Any cats is too many.
It's true.
I think it's too- I think New
do
York's
try
too
to
small for
give her
cats.
away a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Free cat.
Whenever somebody comes over, I'm
it's
like,
pretty
"You like her?
sad.
You want her?"
It's pretty sad like, to go hang out. She literally spoons with the dogs, gives it massages, and she looks at Chicken. She goes, "What's up?" That's all you do.
Chicken doesn't like show any emotion. If she would show emotion once in a while, she'd get a little love.
She's a cat, though.
That's the problem.
Cats
She's
don't
a
have
cat.
emotion.
Yeah, I know. That's their like placeholder for a better animal.
Maybe you should wipe like schmaltz or something all around like your neck, and then that way they'll like
Schmaltz? What the fuck is schmaltz?
chicken fat.
Okay, we almost just died.
Oh, everyone slowed down because there was a cop right there.
Everyone slammed on their brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like put like a little nip or something that she would
I'm
like
not gonna
to eat.
put anything on my neck for my
Oh,
cat
you
to
can
touch.
you could train the cat.
Do you want her?
Absolutely
No, I
not.
don't want a cat.
All right.
I don't. I think I feel like I'm allergic to cats because normally when I'm around cats, my allergies flare up. But also, it might be just because I hate cats so much that my body is just going.
Your body
"Fuck
rejects
outta here
them,
with
yeah.
these things." I'm afraid that I'll be around cats and kick them.
Seton really likes her,
I hate cats.
but I think Seton likes her because she doesn't require anything of him.
Well, yeah, there you go.
I think that's why he likes me.
You're just a human cat.
Yeah, I don't
really
require
are.
much.
Sometimes you're like happy, and then you just like, get away from me, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know what it is? It's not like get away from me. Like when I walked in today, Scopo was like, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "Literally nothing." I'm actually very content right now. I'm just not like doing the whole, hey, like you can't be happy to see everybody all the time.
No. But I think, Scopo, you have a defense mechanism, though, that immediately you just want to be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Because there's something wrong with you.
No, he's very sensitive.
You want someone to share the
He's
pain.
a real sensitive, soft baby boy.
We were arguing before I even got into the house today. I walked in, and you just go, "Oh, you can't get me nothing to eat."
I never said that.
It was something along those
Never
lines.
said that.
It was
I called,
a little tough.
No. What happened was you text me saying I'm going to the crave, and I called you twice. And then you go, "Hey, buddy, sorry." I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, really?" Like I was just fucking with you.
No, I know.
But then you take it. You're sensitive. Going, "Oh, sorry."
Here's the thing. I am sensitive, and I admit it.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah,
Fuck
go ahead,
you.
say it.
Fuck
Say
you.
it.
I'm sensitive. Fuck you, huh?
I'm sensitive. Fuck you.
I need my therapist so bad tomorrow. It's unreal. I've had a real rough week.
Let's do it right now. What's some of the questions your therapist would ask you?
Yeah,
You gay, bro?
that's what your
No, not
therapist
your
says.
mom. Your
No.
therapist.
No. She's like, "What's going on with you?"
What's going on with you, Christopher? Should I call you
Nah.
Christopher?
No. Only my mom does it. So. Don't do
What's
that.
going on with you, Christopher? Chris.
Okay. Chris.
Mr. Scopo.
Christopher,
How's
what's
your-
the matter?
How's your week?
How's your
going?
week going? I'm
It's
asking.
Not, it's not great. I'm in my head a lot
Why are you in your head?
because life. She has to get it out of me though.
Life is a cop-out. What are you really saying? That's what my therapist says. If my therapist asks me a question, I'm like, I don't know why I do that. He's like, that's a cop-out. Why do you do it? And then I have to give him an answer. And then the answer is like, always like, it just gets less and less surfacey as we go on. I'm like, because my dad, all right? Like, the end of the thing is just like, it's my dad. Because of my dad.
See, I think I want to get into therapy, but I also know that I would get really annoyed that I wouldn't be fixed immediately.
Oh, yeah. The problem with therapy is it takes too long, for sure.
It takes forever.
Now, do you think if it was like day-long sessions, you would actually see progress every session?
No,
Or
I
is
think
it-
if you go once a week, you see progress. But it's like anything other than that, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You know what I mean? Like ripping off a scab and then waiting for it to heal for 2 weeks.
Yeah, sometimes
and then
I'm like-
ripping the scab off again and then waiting for 2 weeks.
So
It's
just the more you
that's-
go, the better.
The more you go, the better.
By
Could
the
somebody
end of the-
go every day if they wanted to?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the end of the session though, I'm like, this is getting good now. Let's keep going. She's like, okay, now it's done. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
And they always end at 50 minutes. They never go the full hour.
Oh, mine's 45.
Oh.
So I go 45. And then I canceled on her last week because she upset me because she was pushing me back 2 weeks before, and I was like, fuck you.
Dude, my therapist,
That seems healthy.
I love my therapist so much I worry about him dying.
Is he an old man,
So,
or does
no,
he have
no,
a
no,
heroin
not-
addiction?
No, I just like
not for his sake, for her sake. Yeah, it's
I just like
absolutely for
I'm
her
like,
sake.
what am I gonna do if he dies? When he dies, what am I gonna do?
How old is he?
He's not old enough to die, but I just like that's the way that I think about things. Like I think about my dog dying every single day. Every time I look in her eyes, I'm like, you're gonna die one day, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Just the one dog though.
Well, Charlie too. I really
Charlie,
love
too?
Charlie. I love Charlie, but Charlie is like not as it's not as deep. You know what I mean? It's a different relationship. Charlie is a great dog if you're like you just want a dog that'll follow you around and you can take him on a boat with you fishing.
Yeah.
Bama is like my soulmate. I
Which
feel
one
like
have
I
you
breastfed her.
had? How long have you had her, comparatively?
I've had her for 6 years.
And Charlie?
I've had Charlie for 2 years.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel that's the same way. Like when parents say that I don't have a favorite kid. Like they all have a favorite kid, right?
Of
For
course.
sure.
And a least favorite. I think they can all say, if you have more than one child, you can definitely say who's your favorite, who's your least favorite.
Oh shit, I'm probably the least favorite.
Yeah, you got a bunch of kids. A bunch
Well-
of sisters.
Yeah.
Do you really think you're the least favorite?
I mean, maybe. I don't really know. I never even thought about it.
Well, let's think about it now.
I mean, I don't call them that much, and
Yeah.
they don't call me that much.
That's a good sign.
Do your other siblings talk to your parents often?
Yeah,
Okay, more than you.
yeah.
So who do you think is in charge of that though? Do you think if you started calling them more, that they would then in turn call you more?
I think if I called them more, they would call me more. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
But
it
I
starts
also
with
just
you.
like I don't want their approval. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm pushing their approval away or anything. I just like the more I talk to my parents, the more I'm pushed back to the way I thought I was supposed to be as a child.
So do you not want their approval, or were you more content
It's
with
just that
knowing
I
of the
care.
disapproval?
I care so much about their opinions that I try to stay away from their opinions.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There we go.
So I'm aware of like.
You don't
how,
care about their approval, but you're really affected by their disapproval.
Yeah. I don't know because I've distanced myself from it so much that and it's not necessarily about approval versus disapproval so much as like I'm affected by like, you know, when you're growing up, you watch your parents, you watch the choices they make, and you're like, that's what adulthood is supposed to look like, you know? So as a child, that's embedded in your head. And my life is so different than what my parents did that, you know, it starts to make me think like, oh, I'm not making money because I'm not supposed to make money like this. This isn't the way that adults are supposed to live their lives or whatever. Like, you're supposed to have kids and be married and have a house. And, you know, the more I think of that as something I'm supposed to do, the more it gets in the way of me actually making money doing what I love. So I try to
find yourself caught up in like thinking about or trying to like go back to that path that they want you to live?
I used to. I was very concerned with, before I started comedy, I was very concerned with like having a home, having a family, having you know, like a normal life, and trying to be an actor, and like it was all wrong. Like everything was wrong for me, you know, like it just didn't work out.
Deep. This is Rosebud.
So your initial plan
I know, it's very deep.
was 100% acting.
Yeah,
like you were going to be an actress,
I wanted to be
and
an
that was
actor.
like a dramatic actor.
Yeah, I was
type
like,
of
I'm a
thing.
serious actor. And my dad always was like, you're funny, you should be a comic.
How hard was it to realize, or once you realized that wasn't going to be the path?
Oh, that was very easy.
You dedicated a lot of time, right?
That was very easy because I was like with this dude who was also an actor, and he would wake up and check his IMDb rating every morning.
Wow.
And by the time we broke up, I was like, I want nothing to do with this, like, ever. Like, I just never want to do this again.
What was the highest you ever ranked?
I have no idea. Dude, I couldn't even, the amount of headshots I had to look at of his, I was like, you look the same in all of these. It's all your face. Like,
that's brutal.
It was brutal. And then I decided, okay, well, I don't want to be an actor. Maybe I'll be like a social worker or a dog trainer.
You went really deep. You went really the opposite way.
You went out of it, not like
Yeah.
I'll teach at a conservatory or anything. You went like, I'm out of this fucking
Yeah,
thing.
I went like I want to do something that has nothing to do with me. And then I was like talking to Michael Blaustein, and he was like, you would be a fucking horrible social worker. He's like, you're always sending me ideas for jokes. Why don't you just go to an open mic? And I was like, okay. So I tried doing that, and I think I like read my uncle's Facebook page in an accent.
Sure.
And got like 2 laughs and got the fuck off stage. And then came back to comedy like 3 months later and did not stop. Like, just did an open mic in the city and had a fucking great time and didn't stop after that.
Here she is, podcasting in a car.
And here I am.
This is honestly probably the peak of all of our careers.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, I mean, just the growth has been exponential, obviously.
Yeah, for me, you know you've made it when you're in the passenger seat and the driver yells, "Don't fucking spill crumbs in my car." All right, I guess I've topped out.
I think it was a very good
And then
point
and then my retort is, "But it's a sandwich," as if sandwiches can't crumble.
Yeah.
What a pile of garbage this whole business is.
I mean,
What's your uncle's accent?
He's where's he from? He's a real redneck. He sells tractors in Texas.
That's pretty rednecky.
But his Facebook page is all in haiku form, so it's like redneck haikus.
That's pretty impressive.
And it'd be like he's like, the coyotes have been howling at the moon for years.
Is he the Maya Angelou of Texas?
Yeah. It's like, still no answer. I'm just saying. And everything ends with just saying.
Just saying.
And then like the 3 dots. And it was like, his Facebook was a real gem when he was like, he was leaving my aunt and like fucking this lady at the same time.
Which one was the blood
He had a
relative,
real
him or her?
midlife crisis, and his Facebook page was all like redneck haikus, and I couldn't get enough of it. It was beautiful.
Is he the blood relative or is your aunt?
He's a blood relative.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my
the
dad's
one,
brother.
Is he the one that you doesn't like when you talk about him?
No, I none of them like when I talk about
I
them.
thought you had one uncle or something like that. You do a joke about him and he doesn't like it.
Oh no, I did a joke about my grandma.
Oh, your grandma.
And I got a very angry email from my uncle, which CC'd my mother.
Wow.
And I was like, you know, I'm a grown woman, right? Like, this is, why are you CCing my mom on an email? Anyway, yeah, it was a joke about how women were dedicating their vote to other women, and I dedicated my vote to my grandmother because she was always too drunk to drive to the polls.
That's a good joke.
And it was a good joke, and I was like, and he got so upset. It was like 3 paragraphs long. He's like, this is the most disgusting display I've ever seen. Take this down, make a public apology. I'm like, who do you think follows me, first of all? Nobody, like.
But is this the grandma that...
Was she actually a drinker?
Yeah, I mean,
now we're talking.
She died of alcoholism. She died in a fire. She got too drunk, and she fell asleep on a couch with a cigarette in her hand, and she died. She burned herself to death, which is horrible and tragic. But I'm not a fucking songwriter. I'm a comic, and I basically wrote her a song. You know, it's just not a song; it's a joke.
How would that song go? Would it be? That
was her Eric Clapton ode.
It would have to be a country
that
song.
That was my Tears in Heaven.
Yeah.
It'd have to be a country song or a ballad. Like that. That's not a metal song.
Right.
About grandma burning.
I just feel like people don't understand. Like, you gotta laugh at like the horrible shit that happens in your life, because it's like saying to God, "Ha, I survived." You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I can't understand when people don't want to make jokes about horrible things that have happened to them.
Because it's too real for them, and they don't want to deal with it.
Well, that's also too, like when you go,
Yeah.
if you ever do like a benefit show for a downtrodden group of people, like cancer survivors or whatever it is, they always go, don't talk about cancer. Don't talk about whatever it is that the ailment is that they've survived or they're going through.
It's like,
But
why?
the second you do, the place, they love
The
it.
tension just
They
eases
always
up.
love
Yeah.
the people the people that you're trying to protect through language policing are the ones that would enjoy that the most.
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, that this is like a whole conversation about language, but
Yeah.
it's
And
just
I'm always
it's crazy to police language, especially around the people that don't need to be policed by it.
Yeah. And, you know, even my mom was like, she wouldn't have liked that joke. And I'm like, yeah, but she would in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you're dead,
If she was drunk, she would have.
I just like, well, for sure. But I just feel like I don't agree with that. I'm like, if there's like an afterlife or some consciousness that like let's say you can still see what's going on. You know what I mean? Let's just say. Then once you've died, you're like, nothing matters. Like, your ego is gone, you know? Which is the thing that makes you
Hopefully.
human. And I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, she would. I feel like she'd like it.
How
And
long
also,
ago,
what?
How long ago did you die in a fire? While
I was
drunk?
like 2 years old.
Oh, it was a while ago.
It was a
Oh,
long,
you never really
long
got a
time
chance
ago.
to know her, huh?
So it's like, you know, you gotta look at it and go. And it also, people think, oh yeah, comics are doing this because they're like cold, unfeeling people. I'm like, no, I've just
Felt too
processed
much.
all of this in a therapy room, and now I'm ready to laugh. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna go on stage and cry about it. Like, people paid money.
I think the opposite. I think that comics are more, they feel more than normal people.
I wouldn't say that because
No.
that's
I mean, it's
insanely
Not
self-serving.
necessarily outwardly,
It's not
but I
even
think that we
true at all.
absorb.
I just don't think that's true.
Really?
No, I don't think
You've
we feel
not
more.
feel more, but you've experienced more. Like you know, you've been able to see more than somebody else did, and you're able to process it in a way that other people can relate to. I think
I don't think we
you have a
feel-
wider. I think you have
I
a
don't
wider
think we-
drag.
I don't
net.
think we felt more. Just
Yeah, I don't think you feel more.
yeah.
All right. Well,
I-
you're both wrong. I'm right.
That's what you say when you've lost an
He
argument.
feels like a jackass.
I mean, I just think that, you know, we're more likely to look at the bad feelings and go into them.
Yeah, process it.
That
more.
I get.
That's what I'm talking. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about like we're more sensitive. No, we have the ability to see other parts of sides of things that other people may not.
Yeah.
They might not want to. I don't want to process. Like, no, I'm
gonna go there because
Yeah.
that's where the laugh is. Whatever is making me uncomfortable is where the laugh is.
I'm willing to dive into that.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's fruit at the end of that.
For sure. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Also, I'm if anyone blows on my cock, I come because I feel more than everybody.
If there's a strong wind.
I'm the easiest blowjob this side of the Mississippi. Somebody laughs too hard, I come. Well, that's actually true. Get an applause break.
I know, dude. If I'm on stage and somebody is making strong eye contact while laughing, it makes me want to cheat.
Yeah, I wish I, if I had a girlfriend, I'd probably be like, yeah, I can relate. But it's been a while.
I had a woman hit on me after a show in Hartford the other day. That was a first for me.
How was that?
Well, first of all, she would not believe that I'm not a lesbian.
Sure. You do give up a vibe.
She goes,
that laugh was a
goes,
little Cruella
"Are you-"
DeVille, and I'm pretty sure that lady liked dogs and snacks.
I know. She goes, are you really not straight? Or are you really not gay? And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And she goes, really? And I was like, yeah, I talked about my boyfriend for 30 minutes. And she goes, well, oh, I mean, that's a shame. She goes, that's just a shame.
What
and
a
I was
dick.
like, well, this is just, I mean, I love getting flirted with because I never get flirted with by people that I know. Because I think it's my personality, but people
You think?
who know me go, she's literally not, you cannot reach her. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, but if you don't know me, you think I'm like a regular person. So I get like giggly.
You don't look gay though, but you do have a gay tone.
I have a very gay voice.
Look
Yeah.
gay?
Yeah, you can look gay.
You can look gay.
You can look gay.
You can look gay, yeah.
I mean, Scopo looks gay.
I look like a
He
lesbian.
looks like a lesbian,
Yeah.
but he looks gay.
Can you not do half of his act in the car
Sorry.
with us?
Sorry, you're right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey man, Mike, my roommate is Indian.
now you're just getting mad about my.
I'm just
about
mad at
this.
you.
That really hurt him. That really
It
hurt
really
him.
fucking hurt me. He's been on me all fucking day, honestly.
I've been on you all day.
Yeah.
I've seen you for 8 minutes.
It's 7 of them been on me.
You're driving. You're defenseless right now.
I know. I don't like it.
What, give me some.
I can't attack.
Hey, you can attack back.
I can't think because if I think, I'm gonna right into that fucking BAR plumbing.
You did attack me. You went, oh, my roommate's Indian. Oh. It was a good one. I thought it was great.
Do you have a joke about your roommate being Indian?
Yeah, of course. So does Pavan. You want to call him up and shit on him?
No, I just want to fucking throw him out a window.
Oh man, poor Pavan out in LA.
He's
got a
doing
girlfriend.
great out in LA. Yeah.
He's crushing it.
Yeah, he's doing.
I mean, career-wise, nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening at all.
But personally, the guy's having a good time.
Yeah, he seemed happy on the phone the other day. It was crazy.
Who's this girlfriend?
We don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know her name?
I don't think I know her name.
We don't know if we should announce it, but thanks for that one, Rosebud.
Sorry about that. You can,
Jesus.
I don't know, cut this out, maybe?
Nah.
My
Nah,
bad.
it's staying in there.
Yeah. Well,
So-
Pavone sent them a text being like, since I've already done this, I'm just going to double down. Pavone sent them both a text being like, hey guys, how's everything going? How's the apartment? How's Jay? By the way, also I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
That was basically the exact text he sent us. He's throwing it in there like, oh yeah, I got a girlfriend too.
He called me and he's like, hey, how's everything going? Like, I'm good. He's cool. I think I got a girlfriend now. And yeah, I got to run. It's like he just wants to announce it and then that's it. He doesn't want to have no follow-up. Don't question him. He just wants to let everyone know and then walk away.
I literally thought we were going to crash just now, and I was like, this is going to be a great podcast if we crash.
It's the last podcast anyone's gonna be on.
The first live car crash on a podcast.
You know, it's not too. We could do that.
It's not too late.
Although we almost had a live me running over a bicyclist.
Oh, that
It was about
great.
2 minutes. We hit stop 2 minutes too soon
Oh,
And
damn
he
it.
ran over a
he ran
biker.
over a biker. It's
in
hilarious.
Chicago.
You're like, oh, we missed it.
yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck?
We
He's
did
like, no, you
say that.
didn't.
We
You
were
hit
like, ah,
me.
shit.
That is fucked.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
imagine you're the biker? Both drivers just go like, God damn it.
Come on.
We missed it.
Can you do it again?
Do
Can
it
we
again.
Reenact this.
Take it back. Take two.
I think the mic's like turned off. Like, I think we got
Yeah,
the
the mic's-
podcast done. Let's go.
And Mike was literally just turning out, and then boom,
Crunched him.
a fucking bike messenger.
I still,
damn
to this
it.
day, say it was his fault.
That is an insane job to have in New York City. You have to have a fucking death wish.
It was in Chicago.
Well, same.
Still, I mean, biking
Same.
in any metropolitan area is crazy.
God, I can't wait to go to Chicago.
When are you going?
I don't have dates.
Okay.
I really need to.
You just want to
set that
go.
up.
It's a good,
Yeah.
It's a good move.
I really want to do Laugh Factory.
Chicago's a great time.
My sister lives there. She's a great musician. Oh, by the way.
What kind of music?
She's like a singer-songwriter. I don't really know.
Which is the definition of musician. So
Yeah.
that really nails it down.
I don't really know what.
Kind of like hipstery shit, like
Yeah.
ukulele.
She's got a beautiful fucking voice. She's like honestly an incredible singer. Anyway.
You have 3 other sisters.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sisters.
There's
Yeah.
5 of you?
Yeah. Well,
Or
yeah.
was.
One's dead, but 5 of us, 4 alive. I have 3 alive sisters and 1 dead one.
Kind of like the Destiny's Child, one left.
Which one? I guess Graham would be Destiny.
I guess
Destiny's
so.
Child.
Yeah.
She's the chosen one. She got to leave early.
Oh, good times.
I think
Good
that's what I'm
times.
most scared about when it comes to dying is not the actual act of dying, but missing out on everything else. Missing out on what would be tomorrow. Even though tomorrow normally is like,
Buddy, look at your life. You're not missing out on much.
but what about tomorrow? Tomorrow can be the day. Me and
Oh, I
Scopo
love-
bicker, but we're a cute couple.
Yeah, you are.
He's a sweet
You guys
guy.
are cute buds.
We're sweet buds.
The
can't
sweet
wait
buds
to-
are the sweetest.
I can't wait to move back home and just get out of this business.
Shut up.
Buddy,
You're
neither
never
can me and
gonna leave.
Pavan.
What?
I got 3 people lined up to take your room.
Oh, good. I can't
One
wait.
of them's me.
You would take my room?
No.
Nah, you have
I
a
like my room.
You have a closet in your room.
I got
Yeah,
a good
you're
room.
killing it.
I got a rug. Things are good.
I got a fucking squirrel that's trying to get in every other day.
I think the squirrel got 8.
I hope so.
I heard
You got
him.
8?
Yeah, I think he got. There was a squirrel fight on the
Nah,
power
nah.
lines behind our apartment.
He comes back in the summer to fuck with me.
Oh.
That's his thing.
Every summer?
Every summer he comes back.
That's beautiful. He's got a name, right?
Freddy.
Freddy.
He's in
Freddy
our
the
picture.
squirrel.
He's in the picture of the podcast. In
Does-
the corner, you can see him.
I know. Freddy the squirrel. You guys should write a song about him.
We're not songwriters either, but Rosebud.
Well, I'll have my sister do it.
Yeah, that'd be
let's do that.
Could you do like a theme song for us? We'll
Yeah,
pay
she
her
could.
nothing, but we'll also not appreciate it. I thought I was going to be a musician for a long time, but then there was that whole musically inclined thing that I failed on.
Oh, right.
I was a drummer for years, and I'm an okay drummer, but once you get to that next level, it ain't great.
When you were a
gotta
kid,
be
what
great.
do you think you were gonna do?
I thought I was going to be a
Musician?
drummer. I
Drummer?
thought I was going to be a lead, a front man for a band. I still
Ugh.
think I am.
Those guys are the worst.
But you,
They can't come unless they're looking at the mirror at themselves.
Buddy, I gotta tell you,
That's why I thought I was going to be good at it.
you're not frontman material.
Excuse me.
I'm not a frontman material guy either. You're bass.
I'd love to play the bass.
You're a bass guy.
You
I
are a
could do
bass
bass.
guy.
Yeah.
Fretless.
Michael
Just
Blaustein,
cruising in the back.
frontman material.
Frontman, 100%.
Yeah.
Why? Because of his hair or because of his luscious lips?
Because of his luscious looks.
His body.
He's got great shoulders.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Personality.
Charisma out the ass.
Yeah. We just want to blow Blaustein right now.
Yeah, but listen, Blue's
Blau and I
Blue-
almost had sex. Blech,
Ugh.
blech.
What,
God.
what does almost mean in the eyes of a woman? What does almost have sex?
We were both undressed
Wow.
and literally looked at each other and we were like, let's not do this. And literally, he's my best friend.
And you were
like,
both sober, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gotta be rough.
Ugh. God.
Wait, you
We
were
were just
sober as this was happening?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were just like, this. Mm-mm.
Had you been friends for a while up until that point?
We've
or
been
was this-
friends for about 2 years. Because me and Blau met when we were in the same acting class. And I had 3 days sober. And we were scene partners. And I was shaking. And I had to be like, listen, I'm really sorry. I can't hold this paper because my fucking hands are shaking so bad. And that's also why I'm the color gray. And he was like,
That's why I look like an alien.
he was like, okay. And I just had to explain to him everything that happened. And that's how we became friends. And I've known him ever since. So anyway, we almost had sex and it was just, we were both we got halfway there, and we were like, no, this is not. This isn't working.
That's pretty funny. Great friendship story.
I mean, it was honestly, when I remember it, I'm like, whoa. Like, it doesn't.
Okay, that's not.
Doesn't feel good that. No, he would do the same fucking thing.
Yeah?
If he was in this car, he'd be like, like every time we bring it up, we like dry heave together.
Oh, I can't wait to do the next time you two in a room together.
God, it's so gross.
Just pray. Why don't you bring up that time?
Hey, remember how many times you guys almost banged? Let's just see how the reaction.
Woof!
And
And it's funny because he's a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy, but I just know too much about him. You know what I mean? It's like you know somebody so well.
He does look like he should be singing harmonies from Maroon 5. Like he does that. He
does.
has that vibe.
For like chicks that like to rock.
Or at the very least on the late night infomercial for contemporary rock album subscriptions.
Exactly.
For $19.95 a month plus shipping. And
But you definitely no, Scopo is not even. Scopo could play the triangle. I don't know about bass.
No, I dreamed about being a lead singer of a band.
have to be very even keeled.
Buddy, I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
I just sit down the whole
No,
time.
you're not insane enough to be a drummer.
It's true.
I think that's why I was a
roadie?
drummer,
I'll
is
be a
because
roadie.
I was
I'll just blow him after.
Just do a
After
roadie.
the show.
Yeah,
because
whatever.
I have a lot of anxiety that I keep in all the time, and so playing the drums for me was like, it felt like that was the most even keeled I was ever.
Yeah.
Was when I was
I
like
used to play drums.
sweating behind a drum kit for like 2 hours at a time, angrily like loading gear into these like rock venues because I was the only one having to do the fucking work. Yeah, that's where I think I shined the most.
Yeah.
But then I got to a certain level of playing in this one band, and like both of them were like Berkeley trained musicians, the other guys in the band, and I was just like kind of like learned as I went.
Yeah.
So it never.
And
I was
they were like,
I
"Beat it."
can't do this. I was like, I'm not clearly not
Yeah.
meant for this.
You're like, I can't keep up with you guys.
You know, when they started writing new music, and I was like, wait, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
Like, this is my exit.
Yeah.
I still play, but it's very rarely. My voice is going.
You don't
hard.
play ever. What are you talking about?
I go. There's a place in Bushwick I go to every now and again.
I've never once heard you ever said to us, "I'm gonna go play drums."
What
or
did I do?
whatever."
What did I do today?
You went to have a meeting about a show.
Yeah. What else did I do?
I don't know.
Yeah, I tell you fucking everything.
What else did you do?
I got a coffee.
I also drink caffeine.
Yeah. I leave the house and come
Okay.
back. I leave the
I'm
house.
a mystery man.
I leave the house and come back.
You don't know what
And
I've done.
I'm back and ready for a nap before you get up sometimes. You tell me what the fuck I do.
Sometimes I buy a notebook.
Don't write in it. I have 20 notebooks.
I do got a lot of blank
I'll
paper
stop
at
by
my house.
Muji, all right? Get some pens.
No, there's a place off
I
the
go to a play on Broadway. I ask a girl out on a date. She says no. I go anyway.
First of all, they don't
He's
always
seen
say
everything
no.
on
Yeah.
Broadway.
I have not yet.
Ask a female comic. She'll tell you.
Oh, that's almost funny because of how true it is.
It is a classy date. I don't mind it. I don't hate it, you know? I think it's nice that you've asked girls out to Broadway shows.
Here's the thing. It's too soon.
Most of these guys are like, you want to come out and have cereal at a diner?
Right. I think I'm on the other extreme though when I do that because it's like, oh, let's get a shot of whiskey and then I'm gonna try to finger you. But I go to the other.
I
end.
keep
let's
it-
go see.
I-
Let's
I
go
listen,
see a
I-
theater, a 500 seat
I've
theater,
met
and
your
then I'll try
dad.
to
I've
finger
met
you.
your dad. I see why
He's a
you
great
grew up
guy.
to be the guy that's like, I'll take her out to a nice show.
Yeah,
You know?
dinner, show.
It's very classy. It's very classy.
Sal's a classy guy. He's a class act.
He really is.
And I feel like, I got a little bit of that. And I'm not going to stop either. There was a minute there where I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to take any. I'm not going to be nice or classy about this shit. I'm going to do the opposite. But no, fuck that.
That's not you.
I take the high road.
Yeah.
We get nice drinks, couple cocktails. We'll go
You know,
catch
we
a
see
show.
Pippin and we have a day.
First of all,
He's a Capricorn. He's very traditional.
Pippin's been off Broadway for a long time, so you're not
It
getting
has.
the fuck
Oh,
off.
excuse
It was
me.
like
Sorry.
1975.
Sorry about. So, by the way, Pavan's new girl is related to a guy that's on Broadway.
Was.
This guy was so excited for that. He had no idea. He's like, "Can we go? Can we meet him? Can we get tickets?"
Listen, if you like musicals, you can't deny it. Like,
No.
it's not a love that you can hide. Like, I do like musicals. I like them. I can get into them. Rent, I went to see it 8 times.
Yeah.
See, when I worked on
Never
Broadway,
seen Rent, but I would have seen it if I.
when
God,
I worked
it
on
was great.
Broadway, I hated the musicals, but I liked the plays. The plays were good. Anything that was musical, I'd be like, "Fuck, this is terrible. Let's just get the play stuff."
Most
was good."
musicals are terrible. Most of them really are. And I do
Yeah.
love plays.
I prefer funny musicals, like Book of Mormon type of stuff. I've seen musicals where they're very serious musicals. It's like this. What the fuck is any? Why? How are the actors even interested in this?
Dude, Hedwig and the Angry Inch is one of the best musicals ever written.
Is it?
Yeah.
I never got a chance to see it. It's touring right now.
And then there's ones that are like, you know, like Newsies. I fucking love Newsies. I loved Rent. I loved, what's the one about the barbershop? Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. It's off Broadway now.
Yep.
It's still going.
It's great.
Jersey Boys moved off Broadway, which is kind of what you're.
Never saw Jersey Boys.
Jersey Boys was
great.
great. I
It's
saw
really
Jersey
good.
Boys.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
I bet
it's
it
not
was.
just like it's not just like a rock opera. It's like a real story to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like stuff that's like the dialogue. I just don't want straight musicals and.
I like
the
a
whole entire
good
time.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like give me a story involved in it. Don't just give me a musical.
Yeah.
Are we pulling off? We're doing a little pit
Yeah,
stop?
Doing a little pit stop.
Gotta get a
Well, this is a
little
good time
gas.
to stop. We hit an hour anyway, so this is good.
Great.
Thanks for listening to us ramble about death and
Death and musical
musicals,
numbers.
and why Scopo hates me right now. It's a good time.
Not a big
Are
fan
we
of you.
good? Are we better?
Can we title this Death and Musicals?
Death and musicals. We just titled it.
I think it's a
Perfect.
good title right there.
Perfect.
You wanna? We're already at Mohegan. Oh wait, when's the Sweet Buddies show? That's on
May the 15th.
May 15th. That's Standing Room in Long Island City, New York. It's on the website sweetbuddiespod.com. The ticket link is up, so just go click that. If it's not up, it will be up. But go on the website; all the information's there. It's gonna sell out, like they have before. So get tickets. It's gonna be the buds, plus some friends. So May 15th, go to sweetbuddiespod.com.
Yeah, if you're listening this weekend, I'll be in Fairfield Comedy Club, and then the week after that, I'll be in Philadelphia Comedy Club, Philly Comedy Club. Check it out.
But anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the DC Draft House March 15th. You can come out for that.
That's a good club.
Great.
I
Who
dig
Yeah.
are
it.
you there with?
Myself. I don't know who else.
Oh, cool.
And then that's it. Just follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Rosebud Baker, and bye.
See you guys. Piscopo, you want to take us out of here?
Broad.
All right.
This has been another episode of the Sweet Buddies podcast. Thank you for listening. Visit www.sweetbuddiespod.com for all show information, past episodes, tour dates, and more. Follow the show on Twitter at Sweet Buddies and your hosts at Big Man Mike, at Mr. Alex Pavone, and at Chris Scopo. Have yourself a sweet day.